Good morning, Dr. Hickey, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Gallagher, faculty, and fellow students. There are times in my life when I have had to slow down and let my body and mind recharge, and it is especially in those moments that I have had to keep a mindset of resilience. Growing up, my dad is my biggest coach in life and hockey. I learned early on that true progress and growth come from high expectations that will push you past what is comfortable. My coaches have always set the bar high, which forced my standards to grow even faster than my progress. Perfection has always been a constant pursuit, and I've come to realize that I can always improve and make at least one more thing better. Some may call this never being satisfied, but this focus has helped me to keep going on my journey because being truly driven means always trying to reach the next level no matter how far you have already come. Every athlete starts their story with a supporter, and for me, that was my dad. He took me on long drives to and from games, to tournaments and competitions, and laced my skates when I couldn't. He was there in the stands watching every game, cheering every play. When I succeeded, he celebrated with me. When I struggled, he let me know what I could have done differently and that these mistakes and bad games were all part of the process. His support through everything taught me to stay grounded and humble no matter the result. The nights that I would get into the car after missing opportunities or losing to a better team, I would always wait for him to tell me how I played. He never needed to say a lot. There were times when I would step into the car and he would just look at me and say, "I know you have these big dreams and I know how good you want to be, but you have to understand that there are so many more kids out there playing with better teams and dominating." Every time I said that, I felt a shock run through my body, and my mind turned into a million thoughts of how I was never going to make it. Once I calmed down, I listened to my own voice and said, "I don't care about others and what they're accomplishing. I'll become the best hockey player I can be. Even my best isn't as good as I would wish." As I got older and started playing at the higher levels, my coaches started to become a bigger part of my story too. They didn't just teach me how to shoot harder and skate faster. They taught me how to anticipate, how to lead, and how to believe in myself. Coach Ben in particular changed the way I saw myself. I remember after a rough game, I got really frustrated, so he pulled me aside and said, "Our bodies are just like phones. They don't work very well when they're tired or when they aren't charged." That was the day that I realized I needed to let my body rest more. This was very difficult for me because I thought whenever I wasn't working towards improvement, I was falling behind. But struggling doesn't mean failing. I have learned resiliency on the ice and that greatness doesn't always come from going full speed. It comes from the ability to get back up, adapt to challenges, and keep moving forward even when feeling uncertain. My parents and coaches have taught me that the obstacles that will stop me from reaching my dreams are all within my control. They are my resiliency, my motivation, and my self-discipline. Once during a game, I got a crucial penalty for yelling at a ref, and my coach told me this: "If I were a scout, I just got up and left." It really made me think that it doesn't matter how many points I have or how good I am. If I can't control myself, no coach will want me. No matter how high the emotions are, how frustrated I get, I can't let these feelings get to me. But I always did, whether it was my feelings toward the opposing team or a ref's bad call. After that game, I was very disappointed in myself because my penalty cost us the game. I learned very quickly that the key to success that all the great players have done is to control their emotions. It's about the discipline and mental toughness that separates the great players from the best players. And this isn't a challenge I only face on the ice. Self-control will always be necessary for success, and knowing how and when to channel my emotions is an important part of that. The realization hit me hard because sometimes the hard part about chasing your dream is battling your own doubts. It can feel like a lot of pressure to know how much control of your own life you have, but knowing this forced me to step back and look at my own potential. My coaches have always been honest with me, telling when I'm playing great and when I could be playing a game better. They've pushed me so that my legs have burned and I couldn't feel my lungs. So then they would go and push me even harder. But I was not only pushed on the ice, also off the ice, because you can't only be self-disciplined only some of the time. I was pushed to get my work done, turn in my homework assignments, and go talk to my teachers even when I didn't want to. That inspired me to be a person who can perform not only on the ice, but in the classroom as well. Every time I stepped into the class or into that rink, I carried their voices with me. I may not always listen to the voices, but they are especially loud after I made the wrong choice. These voices, the guidance of my coaches, have not only shaped me into the player I'm becoming, but also the person I want to be. They've shown me that greatness doesn't happen overnight. It's built shift by shift, mistake by mistake, and lesson by lesson. I'm not there yet, but I know I will get there. Sometimes, when I finally get home from practice and collapse onto the couch, I hear a voice in the back of my mind telling me that I can't stop, that I should go do more. That voice comes from every moment I've watched someone do better than me, from every time someone has told me I couldn't do something, and from all the support and encouragement I get from the people who push and inspire me. But at the end of the day, I want to do this for my parents because of everything they've done for me and the sacrifices they have made to help me chase my dreams. They inspire me, and I want them to be proud of the person I am. Those late night promises I make to myself are to become that person, and there is nothing I want more to fulfill them. This is what keeps me moving forward. No matter how many times I fail, remembering those promises always creates a fire inside of me. It puts me in a different state of mind, one where I truly believe deep in my heart that I will rise and accomplish great things, not just for me, but for them. To this day, I still struggle with my mental game, occasionally getting mad at teammates in practice and having to talk to the coach because of my actions. But this is what it's all been about for me, not just the final destination and the crazy goals and plays. It's been about the journey along the way, all the stories, experiences, and triumphs that I've gone through, so that one day I get to tell everybody the whole story on how I got to where I am today and who inspired me to get there. My dream is simple, but hard to achieve. I want to go as far as possible and do this for the rest of my life, no matter what. I want to play at the next level and do things that people didn't think were possible. I want to look back one day and say, I gave it everything I had. But dreams don't happen without action. You can dream however big you want, but if you don't put in the work, you will not receive anything in return. I have my parents and coaches helping me on this path, but I also have my faith to support me. Before I step on the ice and give it every last thing my body has, I look up and say, thank you, Lord, for another beautiful day on this earth, another day I'm blessed to play this sport. I am more than satisfied with all He has given me, and my effort is my gratitude. I will not waste what I have been given, and so I accept nothing less than 100% effort as I strive to live up to all that I am capable of. He is the one who keeps me healthy and blessed this entire journey, giving me the strength to keep pushing and believing. And every time that doubt crept in, I remembered Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This taught me that faith didn't make my journey easier, it made it possible. Because there were times when no matter how hard I push, it felt like it wasn't enough. That's when I would close my eyes and remember that I wouldn't have this dream if the Lord didn't think I could achieve it. Hockey has been more than just a sport for me. It's been a way of life. I want to thank all the faculty and staff and students at Upland for allowing me to join the school and become such an incredible part of the community. I'm grateful to Upland for allowing me to pursue this sport I'm so passionate about, while also pushing me to grow academically and personally. I'm inspired by my dad, whose example of hard work and sacrifice shows me what dedication truly looks like. I'm inspired by my mom, who's always been there for me and takes care of everything I need. I'm inspired by God, who gives me presence, whose presence gives me strength, purpose, and the courage to keep going when things get tough. But most of all, I'm inspired by myself. I push myself every day because self-motivation is the heart of leadership. You can have all the support in the world, but you can't achieve greatness unless you believe in yourself and live with resilience, respect, and an unwavering drive to improve. The lessons I've learned within these walls and along the hockey boards will stay with me as I move into high school and beyond, reminding me that resilience is built through mistakes, growth, and the determination to rise stronger every time. Thank you.